Being miserable is a habit, being happy is a habit, and the choice is yours. Namaskar, welcome to Daily PT Pointers. And in this video, we are going to cover major headlines of the Hindu, Indian Express, Press Information Bureau, and Live Mint. So, without wasting any time, let's start today's discussion. And our first headline is related to One Nation, One Election. And ये न्यूज़ में अभी इसलिए है क्योंकि recently government has constituted a committee headed by former President of India Ram Nath Kovind to explore the possibility of one nation, one election. Now let's know more about the concept. So friends, it aims to synchronize elections for Lok Sabha and all state assemblies, and the idea is to hold these elections simultaneously either on a single day or within a specific time frame. And do you know friends, elections to parliament and the assemblies were being held simultaneously till 1967. Now let's look at the pros and cons of one nation, one election. So friends, primary benefits of one nation, one election is the reduction in the cost of conducting elections, as each separate elections require huge amount of financial resources, and having simultaneous elections would ease the burden on administrative and security forces who otherwise are engaged multiple times in election duties. And with implementation of one nation, one election, government can focus more on governance rather than being in a election mode, which often hampers policy implementation. And according to the Law Commission, simultaneous elections will increase voter turnout because it will be more easy for people to cast many ballots at once. Now let's look at the cons of one nation, one election. So friends, to implement one nation, one election, changes would be required in the constitution and other legal frameworks, and it would need a constitutional amendment, and then it would need to be taken to the state assemblies. Additionally, there is a worry that regional issues might get overshadowed by the national issues, affecting electoral outcome at the state level, and agreement among all political parties is a significant hurdle, as well as opposition parties have opposed to one nation, one election. And do you know friends, Niti Aayog has backed the idea of simultaneous state and national polls to remove impediments to governance, policy making, and developmental activities. Our next headline is related to Aditya L1 mission, जो कि आज launch होगा by PSLV C-57 rocket. It is India's first solar-based observatory mission. It will be placed in a halo orbit around Lagrange point 1 of the Sun-Earth system, which is about 1.5 million kilometers from the Earth, and Aditya L1 payloads are expected to provide crucial information to understand the problems of coronal heating, coronal mass ejection, pre-flare and flare activities, and their characteristics, dynamics of space weather, and propagation of particles and fields. Our next headline is related to National Mission for Clean Ganga, and ये न्यूज़ में अभी इसलिए है क्योंकि under National Mission for Clean Ganga, till now, government has installed treatment plants capable of treating just 20% of sewage estimated to be generated in the 5 major states that lie along the river. This is expected to increase about 33% by 2024 and 60% by 2026. Now let's know more about National Mission for Clean Ganga. So friends, it was registered as a society in 2011. Under the Societies Registration Act 1860, it acted as implementation arm of National Ganga River Basin Authority, which was constituted under the provisions of Environment Protection Act 1986. The mission aims to ensure effective abatement of pollution and rejuvenation of the river Ganga by adopting a river basin approach to promote intersectoral coordination for comprehensive planning and management, and it also aims to maintain minimum ecological flows in the river Ganga with the aim of ensuring water quality and environmentally sustainable development. Now recently, Supreme Court held that a child born of a void or voidable marriage can inherit their parents' share in a joint Hindu family property, which is governed by Mitakshara law, section 16 of the Hindu Marriage Act has statutorily conferred legitimacy to children born out of void or voidable marriages. And do you know, friends, Mitakshara School of Hindu Law, codified as the Hindu Succession Act 1956, governed succession and inheritance of property. Mitakshara law of succession governing Hindu undivided families applies to whole of India except West Bengal and Assam. Now, what is voidable marriage? So friends, voidable marriage is one that is made invalid by husband or wife through a decree, and a void marriage is invalid at its very inception. Our next headline is related to LIGO, which stands for Laser Interferometer Gravitational Wave Observatory. It is a giant L-shaped instrument and each arm of the L is 4 km long. It is the world's largest gravitational wave observatory, which exploits the physical properties of light and of space itself to detect and understand the origins of gravitational waves. And do you know, friends, LIGO India will be located in the Hingoli district of Maharashtra, and the facility's construction is expected to be completed by 2030, and the project is a collaboration between a consortium of Indian research institutions and US-based observatories plus several international partners. Our next headline is related to special session of parliament, and ये न्यूज में भी इसलिए है क्योंकि यूनियन मिनिस्टर फॉर पार्लियामेंट्री अफेयर्स अनाउंस्ड दैट स्पेशल सेशन ऑफ पार्लियामेंट would be held from September 18 to 22. Now let's know more about special sessions. So friends, Constitution does not use the term special session, but the term sometimes refers to a sessions the government has convened for specific occasions like commemorating parliamentary or national milestones. For two houses to be in session, the presiding officers should chair their proceedings, and presiding officers can also direct that proceedings of their respective houses would be limited and procedural devices like question hour would not be available to MPs during the session. And do you know, friends, Article 352 of the Constitution does refer to a special sitting of the House. Parliament added the part relating to special sitting through Constitution through 44th Constitutional Amendment Act 1978, and its purpose was to add safeguards to the powers of proclaiming emergency in the country. And do you know, friends, Constitution specifies that 6 months should not elapse between two parliamentary sessions. This provision is a colonial legacy, and framers of the Constitution borrowed it from the Government of India Act 1935. Our next headline is related to Warship Mahendragiri, जो कि recently लॉन्च की गई है वाइस प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ इंडिया के द्वारा. Now let's know more about Mahendragiri. So friends, it is the seventh ship of the Project 17A frigates, and it is named after a mountain peak in Eastern Ghats located in the state of Odisha. These warships are follow-on of the Project 17 class frigates with improved stealth features, advanced weapons and sensors and platform management systems, and it is technologically advanced warship which has been built using integrated construction methodology which involves hull blocks with parallel outfitting. Now recently, National Council of Educational Research and Training has been also known as NCERT has been granted the deemed to be university status by Ministry of Education. And do you know, friends, University Grants Commission Act provides for central government to declare any institution other than a university the status of institution deemed to be university, an institution of higher education other than university doing the work of high standard in specific area can be declared as an institution deemed to be university. Such institutions enjoy academic status and privileges of a university, and they have autonomy of offering various courses, therefore preparing students for various examinations and awards. These institutions design their own syllabus and courses to prepare the students to foray into diverse fields after completion of their study. Now recently number of subscribers under National Pension System and Atal Pension Yojana together have grown more than 6 crore. Now let's know more about National Pension System and Atal Pension Yojana. So friends, National Pension System has been implemented for all government employees except armed forces joining central government on or after 1st January 2004. It is available to every Indian citizen from 1st May 2009 on a voluntary basis, and it was aimed to help the individuals have income in the form of pension to take care of their retirement needs. And do you know friends, it is a market linked defined contribution scheme. Now let's know about Atal Pension Yojana. तो ये लॉन्च हुई थी 2015 में with the objective of delivering old age income security to all citizens of India, particularly to the workers in unorganized sector. It has been implemented comprehensively across country, covering all states and union territories. And do you know friends, it is open to all bank account holders in the age group of 18 to 40 years who are not income taxpayers, and the contribution differ based on the pension amount chosen. Our next and last headline is related to Central Banker Report 2023, and ये न्यूज में भी इसलिए है क्योंकि recently Reserve Bank of India Governor has been rated A+ in the Global Finance Central Banker Report Cards 2023. Now let's know more about it. So friends, it is an annual publication by Global Finance since 1994. It assesses and grades the performance of central bank governors in 101 key countries, territories, and districts, including European Union, Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, Bank of Central African States, and Central Bank of Western African States. So with this, let's conclude our today's discussion. Thanks for listening, and for regular updates, you can follow us on various social media platforms.